Imagine you just finished giving an emotional, career-defining speech for one of your best friends on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You're looking sharp in a cream-colored suit, and the world is practically at your feet, only to see those unmistakable red and blue lights flashing in your rearview mirror 10 minutes later. For most people, a police siren triggers an immediate spike in cortisol, but when you're Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, apparently it's just another opportunity for a viral meet and greet. On May 1st, 2026, the man who has played a legendary lawman in roughly half of the biggest action movies of the last decade found himself on the other side of the badge, getting hit with a citation that has the internet debating everything from privacy laws to celebrity etiquette. The timeline of what actually happened is remarkably Hollywood. The morning began as a celebration for Emily Blunt and Stanley Tucci, who were receiving stars on the Walk of Fame. Johnson was front and center, delivering a heartfelt tribute to Blunt's spirit and mana. He was the life of the party, even laughing off a visible spill on his trousers by using the podium as a shield. But as he pulled away from the ceremony in his SUV, LAPD officers signaled him to pull over. The culprit? His window tints. According to reports and footage from TMZ, the actor's windows were significantly darker than the 70% light transmission required by California law. Instead of staying behind the glass or pulling the "Do you know who I am" card, Johnson did something very few A-listers do. He stepped out of the vehicle, spoke calmly with the officer, accepted the ticket, and reportedly shook the officer's hand before driving off. The public reaction to this has been a fascinating mix of amusement and genuine respect. Viral clips of the encounter have flooded social media, with fans highlighting the contrast between the people's champion persona and the reality of a routine traffic stop. On X and TikTok, the consensus isn't focused on the illegality of the tint, but on Johnson's demeanor. There's one particular clip circulating where you can see the officer looking almost as surprised as the bystanders, while Johnson stands there in his tailored trousers, looking less like a criminal and more like a guy just trying to get through his Friday. Naturally, a debate has sparked regarding the fairness of window tint laws for high-profile celebrities. One side of the internet argues that for a person of Johnson's level of fame, someone who literally cannot walk 10 feet without being swarmed, limo dark tints aren't a luxury, they're a security necessity. On the other hand, skeptics are pointing out that the law exists for officer safety, ensuring that law enforcement can see into a vehicle during a stop. This isn't the first time we've seen a celebrity snag for this, but it's the most gentlemanly version of the story we've had in a long time. This situation escalated in the digital space because it feels like a glitch in the simulation. We are so used to seeing The Rock in high-speed chases or taking down international cartels on the big screen that seeing him standing on a standard Hollywood curb, waiting for a piece of paper, feels surreal. It humanizes a figure that has become almost mythological in his perfect branding. However, it also highlights the hypervigilance of modern influencer and celebrity culture. Every second of this encounter was filmed, analyzed, and uploaded before the officer had likely even finished filing the paperwork. What this says about Johnson's reputation is that his nice guy brand is remarkably resilient. In an era where most celebrities are one bad paparazzi interaction away from being canceled, Johnson's decision to be overly cooperative, even shaking the officer's hand, is a masterclass in PR, whether it was calculated or genuine. It reinforces the idea that he is a man of the people, subject to the same mundane rules as everyone else, even if he's driving a car that costs more than most people's houses. While online theories have tried to suggest there was more to the stop, the confirmed details remain simple. It was a tint violation, a minor fine, and a handshake. There was no drama, no shouting, and no canceled behavior. It was just a very famous man having a very normal, albeit inconvenient, afternoon. As we look toward the future, this incident might actually push for a broader conversation about celebrity privacy and vehicle regulations in Los Angeles. If the biggest star in the world can't hide behind a bit of charcoal-colored film without getting a ticket, what does that mean for the next generation of stars trying to navigate a world where everyone has a camera? For now, the Tintgate incident remains a lighthearted footnote in a week of Hollywood celebrations. Whether Johnson decides to strip the film off his windows or just keep his checkbook ready for the next $25 fine is a question for his next public appearance. But if he shows up to the Moana premiere in a car with clear glass, we'll know exactly who won this round.